Hello, everybody. I'm so excited that you all are here. How many of you are here for our first showcase? A few? Oh my gosh. Okay, so you liked it enough to come back. That's awesome. So we're really excited, and I think we're kind of filled to the brim. Next time we may have to go somewhere bigger, but it's kind of fun to have us all jam-packed in here. And tonight's going to be a little different than last time because we're doing a collaboration. Remember last time we talked a lot about collaborating. This time we're collaborating even further, even more, with Cherise Albright's creative writing class. We share the same space, but not at the same time. It's kind of like we're in a parallel universe. And every now and then we cross, and we've decided that we really like collaborating, and we thought it'd be really fun to do this together. So, a few things before we get started, a few talking things. First of all, I want to point out we were really fortunate to get 2 grants this year. I'm going to tell you about one, and Miss Albright's going to tell you about one. We got one from the Florence Education Foundation, which helped us get a lot of the instruments that you see up here. We're really glad to have that, so thank you so much to the Florence Education Foundation, and Cherise will tell you a little bit more about the other grant. And I want to tell you about my friend and colleague, Cherise, who I just made friends with this year, just met her this year, and it's been like the best thing that's happened to me in a really long time. So delighted that we get to share this together. I'm going to tell you a little bit about her. So she is a native of Huntsville, Alabama, a veteran teacher of 24 years. Cherise has taught so many things. She's taught grades 3 to 12, English, gifted education, history, journalism, theater, and creative writing. And she's taught me a lot about all the software programs at Florence High School, so I really appreciate that. Cherise's love of the arts began as a student at Lee High School, where she had opportunities to edit the literary magazine and participate in photography competitions. So she's also a photographer. At the University of Montevallo, Cherise was able to photograph Danny Glover, Maya Angelou, and the civil rights leader Fred Shuttlesworth. Building on her experience in school, Cherise became the managing editor of a community newspaper before age 25. While Cherise has a wide variety of experience, including coaching national-level gymnasts, her true love is writing and the connection that comes from sharing our stories. And you'll be hearing a lot of these stories this evening. So I'm going to introduce Cherise, turn it over to her for a minute, and then I'll come back and blab some more.
Thank you. It makes me sound like I've done a lot. Doesn't feel that way. I want to talk to you about our Kennedy Douglas Center for the Arts grant. Lisa and I wrote that together on a day when we were probably supposed to be paying attention to something else. But we got a vision for how our writers could collaborate with the museum and with visual arts, and how art is a community, not a thing, not a topic, not a discipline, but it is a community of people who are inspired by one another. And so we wanted to reach out and ask for the Kennedy Douglas Center's help in providing visual art that we should all know about, and let that visual art inspire our writers. And then they would write pieces that we in turn could share at a reception at the museum. And they further invited us to read and perform at Arts Alive. So we're very excited that our writers are going to be out in public. We used the money from the grant to buy sound equipment that we can take on the road. So maybe next time we'll be outside in a bigger space. But my friend Lisa, who has been a godsend, comes from Detroit, Michigan. She started writing melodies when she was 7 and began studying violin when she was 8. She attended the University of Michigan School of Music, took up the country fiddle, joined a country band, and moved to Nashville. She has worked as a Nashville studio musician and vocalist for over 50 years, singing background vocals on thousands of records for artists including Dolly Parton, Willie Nelson, Garth Brooks, Ray Charles, Dr. Hook, and Johnny Cash. During that time, she was also a staff Music Row songwriter and has had songs recorded by Reba McEntire, Alan Jackson, Trisha Yearwood, and many others. Her song 40 Hour Week recorded by the group Alabama, was nominated for a Grammy. Lisa moved to Florence to be a gift to us in 2019 with her husband, Musicians Hall of Fame, and Muscle Shoals rhythm section member Clayton Ivey. Lisa is glad to be sharing her many decades of experience with the students of FAFA, and we are most lucky to have her with us.
So let me tell you a little bit more about what we've been doing in songwriting this past semester. First semester we did a lot of pairing up and in duos and in classroom. This time I encouraged everybody to try to write something themselves if they wanted to, if they could, even if they didn't play anything. Encouraged them to, that was a little scary. Okay, encouraged them to write their own music, even if they didn't play an instrument. There are many ways to do that, and I'll tell you a little bit more as the evening progresses, but let's get Jalea up here and her background singers, Liana and Isaiah, and I'll tell you how she composed this one. So, my daughter's Casio keyboard from when she was 3, she's now 32, that's how long I've had this. And I brought it to school because I thought it would be a fun tool, something to mess around with. And sure enough, Jalea found a little pattern that she liked and wrote a song from it. So it's called The Middle of Spring. Let me get out of y'all's way. So we've also done experimenting. Some of the students have varying levels of proficiency on instruments and in vocals. Some have not played anything ever before. Some have not really sung in front of people before. And everybody has been so brave and just trying something new. So, and some have never written lyrics before, and they're trying that too. So we have Jack Cho with, well, I'll let you introduce your piece, and Radford is accompanying him on the drums.
Hello everyone. This one's called Worm Jam. I don't know, I just wrote it one day and it just all clicked. So, yeah. Alright. I think I've lost my senses. I really can't tell the time. I look at the watch that's on my wrist. This watch isn't even mine. That's okay, at least I have my mind. 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 I look at all the pretty flowers. I look at them all the time. Maybe it's just there's no power, or maybe it's 'cause I'm blind. At least I have my mind. 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 I forgot to mention that that one was for my mom because it's her birthday.
So one thing I would like to say about our creative writers is, you have to be vulnerable to sing in front of people, in choir. You do. People will laugh at you. They'll have opinions about how you sound. To play an instrument, people will have opinions about how you sound. When you are in theater and you act, people have opinions about whether or not it was a good job or not. But when you write your own songs or when you read your own poetry, that's a level of vulnerability that most people are not willing to participate in. Because not only is it you and your voice, it's what came out of you and your heart. And it's a whole different game. And so my creative writers did not sign up for creative writing thinking, oh, we're going to do a reader's theater and we're going to read our work in front of people. They didn't know that. So my writers, I consider to be my heroes because they do hard things. And this is probably one of the hardest things they've ever done. And so I'd like to introduce our first writer, Ava. And one of the things that we talk about in class is you have a truth to tell. And that if you take a deep breath and you just write and use your voice to tell your truth, that makes you very powerful.
Okay. Took me a lot of courage to come down here. So, I got this poem named You Love Me. Catch my breath. Okay. You left me and that tore my soul. Left me stranded right in the middle of the cold. I don't know if I'll ever forgive you or if I'll let this grudge of mine go. Things were never the same without you again. Now I'm alone. Kept checking my phone here and there. Not a single notification from you. Not anywhere. I believed the words when you said I love you. But as you left me with a clue. Lied in my bed so hurt and sore. Had to push you out of my life so I'm not in pain anymore. I'd use you to protect me from the rain that fall. But as your true colors started showing, I realized you were the storm that had started it all. The things I wonder if you say were true, trying to figure out if I had made anything to you. You say you never do anything to hurt me, but your actions spoke louder than the words you say and that desert me. I would text you trying to make things better. You were so hard to reach, it nearly made me write you a letter. Why would I settle for less when you barely knew my name? How could I care for you when you think this entire thing was a game? I seen that you had moved on. I'm glad you taught me this lesson to put myself first and to not place where my heart does not belong. I'm not mad, mostly upset. Those good times we had, but yet I was nothing but a test. I felt this grudge for too long. It's time to let it go. To shut out your existence and let positivity flow. Because of you, I was a mess. I go on to Instagram, noticing you being back in my requests. I miss you, you said, but the memory of you living your life as I'm suffering still lives in my head. I forgive you just to let my healing journey begin, but I'll be sure to never, ever let you have this curse on me again, to let the hurt be gone and to live my life instead. Thank you.
Wow, that was great. So some of the students have been working on things at home. They have different what called DAWs, digital audio workstations. Some we're learning GarageBand here, but Dominic, I believe, is the next person up. He's been working on a particular program at home. So what he did, this was a collaboration actually with him and Michael Ivey in the studio, because he helped him. Once Dominic got it to a particular level, he took it into the studio and Michael helped him finish it. So come on down, Dominic, and you can tell him a little bit more about your song.
So, does anyone know what The Last of Us is?
Yeah.
Okay. So, you probably know what cordyceps is, right? Okay. So that's the song title. And yeah, that. Okay. Oh, Michael.
Sorry, I apologize. I'm not used to using those. Straight up.
Starting a trick cause he just got bit. Had a blank space, be a filler creeping in. Thought you had an ace, but you can't run from this. Now you're just dazed and you're starting to click. This is mushrooms, but this ain't no trip. They're giving you a room cause you're starting to fizz. Foam from the mouth when you inhaled it. Spores running rampant like no one's business. Lock up the house, it's a mutation. Oh no, it's seeping through the ventilation. No more people see it, now the city's panicking. Making too much noise, now the clicker's checking in. This is called cordyceps, this is just the starter pad to an apocalypse. Be silent, close your lips, life hit the fan, so now you gotta focus in, or you gon' get caught, cause this is real dangerous. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now they at your front screen door. Nightmare on Elm Street, no dream though. This is real life, so you gotta go. Escape through the back window. Run, run, and don't ever fold. You gotta stay 10-toed. And please watch where you roam. One mess up, being cover is blown. Power it off, turn off your phone. Pull up your hoods, we going ghost mode. Wearing all black and using Morse code. We call these clickers without tempo. They offbeat, but I can't repeat. So I gotta breathe, calm down and retreat. But always coming back on a different beat. See 'em all coming, now we run an athlete. This is called cordyceps, this is just the starter pad to an apocalypse. Be silent, close your lips, life hit the fan, so now you gotta focus in, or you gon' get caught, cause this is real dangerous. Thank you.
Okay, so, okay. All right, come on down.
Hi, my name is Mara Kraft, and the poem I'm going to be reading is a spoken word that I wrote when I was super, super deep into my feelings. It's titled, So Maybe I Am Lazy. I'll do it some other time. Give me until Sunday. Another week, maybe. Things I say on repeat that all hold the exact same meaning. They mean, I haven't started yet. Maybe I'll start tomorrow. I'm never getting this done. So maybe I don't turn work in. It shouldn't matter that much, right? I mean, it's just one assignment. One assignment that becomes 5 different grades. 5 different grades that shoot down my overall. Just like fighter jets hot on my tail. And yet I still get nothing done. Lying down in a makeshift grave, unrestrained and being buried alive. I could climb out, but my body refuses to move. Slowly, as the dirt piles and oxygen runs low, any chance of surviving vanishes. So when I look at myself in the mirror and see how shabby I look, I put no effort into my appearance and I hate it. It makes me hate myself. I hate how easy I crumble to the idea of not putting in effort. Crumbling to the idea of just throwing on some clothes with no care to how they make me look, no care to how they make me feel. It would be so much better if I just applied some effort. I know I've heard enough time to truly get the message. And I get it. I truly, truly do. You gotta work and put in effort. You work in order to play, and if you enjoy it, it'll feel like both. Well, I don't enjoy it. I don't enjoy this routine. I don't enjoy the little to no stimulation I feel in these cold, empty prison cells you call classrooms. I don't enjoy breathing the same air as those around me, and I don't enjoy learning topics that I'm going to forget next week. I don't enjoy the people who think that they're better than me because I'm not as focused. And I don't enjoy waking up to do something that won't matter in a few years. But I guess I'm trying. No. I'm proving that I can do more. And that I can show everyone that I'm just as capable as I was before. As I still am. But I need to find a drive. A drive that's not because you need to. Because you need to succeed. Because you need to just do it. So, maybe I am lazy, sure. So maybe I'm not proud of myself. So maybe I often disappoint those on the regular. So maybe my 2-point GPA means more about me than I do. But I guess it's all right in the end, yeah? I'm fine. I'll just be here, standing in this makeshift grave, digging myself out. Thank you.
And we're going to do a little moving around of the lighting, I guess. Okay, Liana, coming down. So, the beginning of the year, we started experimenting with the keyboards, and I'm not sure that Liana had even touched a keyboard before the beginning of the year, and now she is very bravely writing a song on keyboard and singing it herself, and she's going to tell you a little more about it.
Gloom City, it's not a physical place, so the song is called Welcome to Gloom City. I don't know if she said it. But Gloom City is not a physical place. In this song, physical features are described like buildings and streets, but that's just to give like an imagination. It's more of a state of mind. The perspective of this song is someone looking in, they're simply visiting, and are trying but don't understand the gloom. If you look to a whiteboard, you'll see Doodle Bob. I drew him. He's the mascot for this song. Yes, Doodle Bob. We love him. So yeah. A little bit. Okay. Welcome to Gloom City, where the people are gloom, not pretty. There's no sign above, and no one here feels love. I swear I just got mugged by a cowboy-looking bug. No one here feels love, and the ground is full of mud. Baby, tell me why you wear such a disguise. I've come to this place, and now I can't escape. Tell me where I am, tell me who they are. Welcome to Gloom City, where the people are gloom, not pretty. There's no sign above, and no one here feels love. Welcome to Gloom City, where the people are gloom, not pretty. There's no sign above, and no one here feels love. The buildings are crooked and broken, the doors are wide open. The clouds are many and great, and the sun is frowning today. I've come to this place, and now I can't escape. Tell me where I am, tell me who they are. Welcome to Gloom City, where the people are gloom, not pretty. There's no sign above, and no one here feels love. Welcome to Gloom City, where the people are gloom, not pretty. There's no sign above, and no one here feels love. The streets are cracked, and everyone's aura's black. No one here has smiles, 'cause they've been here a while. They've never seen mercy. Hello. My name is Joy Green, and I'm going to be reading a short story. It took me a while to decide on a title. It's an Italian word. It's in music, giocoso, I believe is how you pronounce it. It's upbeat, essentially. As I lay beside a cold window about the size of myself, head down and eyes gazing at a bright and starry sky, I heard my mother's cry echo from downstairs, followed by the now somber sounds of my father's favorite song records. Records played in the background of all my best memories. In them, he would dance happily alongside me and my mother, his song never to fade so long as I remembered my name, perhaps longer. How I missed the days when the world's melody was a giocoso tune, days when it turned on its axis. Now each measure was eerily hollow, every popping scratch salting the fresh wound in our hearts. Without his laughter, his strong voice singing along to the lyrics, each word fell flat. Every inch of our home felt the gravity of his loss. A once grand piano now sat forgotten, collecting dust, craving the skillful touch of a worthy musician's hands. A violin lay beside it, forever out of tune, now good for little more than collecting cobwebs. Droplets of rain fell from where my father now rested, rhyming the same beat with the song playing downstairs. I pondered if they were his tears, perhaps his attempt at comforting us. Perhaps this hole in my heart may never fill. Perhaps every time I left the bittersweet embrace of my hollow home, I'd scratch and tear at a starving longing that would never be satiated. I put my hands on the window. It was a stabbing type of cold that punctured my skin deeper than I supposed it would. I let it soak in before I released my hands from its intensity, watching the echo of my fingerprints show and then slowly disappear. As a little girl, I could never picture days beyond my father. Even now I cannot. My lenses have remained blurred since the moment tears stained them on that rainy eve. Rain began pouring from my ghostly eyes in a way that once again echoed the eve. Attempting to stop them was as futile as a single beaver damming the Atlantic. Father loved animals as well, I recalled. I was being drained. Since when had this bloodletting began? I shambled deathly downstairs, seeking to end my bleeding with Mother's aid. She looked about the same as myself. When our eyes met, it came to me that she too had lost her spine. Pain streaked from her eyes down her face, blackening it with runny mascara. I ran to her, comforting her in hopes of providing momentary relief to her sorrows. Slowly her arms wrapped around me, and soon we danced to what remained of the one we leaned on. I had to cherish these moments, these giocoso melodies, because no song lasts forever.
Okay, looking for Kavan and Sophia. Are you smushed up there in the crowd somewhere? All right. So let's find our lyrics, and I'll tell you a little bit about how this one came about. So Kavan loves to come into class and just comes right to the keyboard and starts playing. And for a while, we'd been hearing this beautiful chord progression, and finally said, we need to do something about this. Remember when that happened? So we recorded Kavan's track, so we'd had something to work with, and then Sophia and I worked on the rest of the song together. And so I do need to say, okay, so the first song, In the Middle of Spring, we're not exactly in the middle of spring, but spring has sprung, and it does all kinds of things to singers' voices. So Sophia's been feeling a little bit hoarse. And so I said I would jump up here and be her backup. So we're gonna sing together. She's gonna take a verse, I'm gonna take a verse. And there you go. Okay, you're ready. experimenting. This is the first time Sophia jumped in and did that harmony. It was like, whoa, that was beautiful. So, yay, thank you. Making our way down through the crowd. There she comes.
So one of the things that happens with creative writing is you might give an assignment that is more of a suggestion. Like, here's something to think about, and maybe that inspires you to think something and write something. And what happens is a lot of times students who have been through a system where there are right answers and wrong answers will freeze up. And they think, I don't know how to write what you're asking me to write. And I have to say, well, I'm not really asking you to write anything. I'm asking you just to think and respond, whatever's on your mind. And so one of the really cool things that has happened is I will hear conversations between students and say, this thing that you're saying, you should write that down. This thing that you're talking about that you think isn't an answer or is a wrong answer is actually what the rest of the world needs to hear. And so Taina has several examples of just wisdom that comes out of her mouth. And when she writes them down, she's also a very talented songwriter as well, which she wouldn't tell you. Because you're amazing.
Hello, my name is Taina. I'm going to be reading my first poem that's called I Gotta Thug It Out. Yesterday, I was cold-hearted. It was because mostly I had a rough day at school, so therefore I let my mom or siblings get concerned. No one cares how I feel at home, so therefore I don't go to no one. The only person I go to is my boyfriend, because he is my home, my safe place. But at my regular home, at where I live in, I get neglected because of how and why I'm feeling some type of way. And now my mom's offended and doesn't even care if I'm cold-hearted. But she didn't even know what I was gonna talk about. So it doesn't matter anyway, because she doesn't want to hear it. This is why I'm uncaring when it comes to me having a bad day at some place while being at home, because no one cares. There's only another person that cares for me, and that's my auntie. I miss her. I need her. I admire her. But sometimes I gotta thug it out and see what awaits me for tomorrow. And this other poem is also called Smoking, because smoking is overrated these days. Smoking cigarettes is a bad thing. When you mainly want to use your voice over time, you can barely sing and notice that your voice is fading away, so you took that as a good sign. You noticed vapes existed, and you wanted to buy one because you hear the others saying it's harmless. But you being hard-headed, you want to try it and have fun. And turns out the money you thought you had in your wallet, there was none. Yeah, most people survive on cigarettes because they quit. You thinking it's just a threat from the government to keep you from smoking it, when really you're desperate for some. Most people who are still smoking cigarettes are still alive. It's a miracle. But you end up having an oxygen machine beside your bed to where you can actually feel like you can't breathe. It's hard to quit sometimes, mainly for people that have addictions. You're literally trying to climb out of your mind for reaching for the Newport box, but it's gonna ruin your lungs, you thought. You looked online for something that is harmless. You find a brand that's called Cloudy Pen, so in a sigh of relief you can reduce stress from worrying about dying. Now you bought the Cloudy Pen, which makes you sleepy. You're calm and happy about it, but you inhaled too much to the point that you overdosed and died, counting down from 3, 2, 1 in your sleep. Thank you.
So we are now looking for Isaiah and Jalea. And tell you a little bit about how this one came about. So we're talking about writing tools when we've gone from my daughter's little toy Casio to guitars to the keyboard to tracks recorded at home. One of the tools that they've been using, some kids have been using, are pre-recorded tracks they're finding on YouTube that are available. They're posted for people's use. It's a good step to writing some music, collaborating kind of with a stranger really, but writing some music until you get ready to compose your own music. It's one tool that we've been using. So this is Isaiah and Jaleel.
Hey you, like you want me. I feel so cruel when I'm with you. Baby, don't cry when I break the news. Clearly you like the life. Everywhere I go, you follow like a lost puppy. I don't know if I should throw a bone or run away. Leave me alone. We'll never be together. Not now or ever. Stop calling like I'm on the phone. Can't you see it'll never be? Stop trying. Can't you see it'll never be? Stop trying.
I hope everybody is having a good evening so far. I wrote a piece called Life Has a Meaning, and my name is Elijah. Sometimes I need to be alone, babbling out to the voices in my head, saying, are we gonna live or die? Sorry, maybe that was a song instead. Lost so much this past year. I thought 2023 wouldn't interfere. Living life through a mirror, but on one side is fear, and on this side are just tears. I heard about the past being history, tomorrow being a mystery, and today being a gift. So that's why it's called the present. But is that present worth opening? Is there a spectacular gift inside? The reason all this is happening that I need to find? I mean, giving us a soul so we can live with our sins is a move, but can it be a job? Like, life is not moving. Is there a reason why? Maybe I'm just delusional, but I heard some rhymes. It's certain I'm here for a purpose. Find what's clear and what you're serving. Thank you.
All right, we're looking for Kavan and Dominic and Spencer and Caden and Avery. Okay, so this was a new collaboration with the songwriting class, and Michael Ivy's recording arts class. I was absent one day, and Michael graciously said that the kids could come to his class. And the next thing we knew, they had written a really cool song and recorded it in the studio. So it's really great that we get to collaborate that way as well.
Beautiful to me, I just want you for me. I don't want nobody else. The easy truth I'm chasing, I don't know if I'll make it. I know my girl's so real. Should I keep going? Or should I give up? Or should I let her know that I am in love? Or should I keep going? Or should I give up? Or should I let them know that I am in love? I wanna be in you, I wanna make it to you. I wanna be with you, I wanna make it to you.
Never like this in a really long time. You've been staying real free on my mind. Started blessing you to every one of the guys. No one gets a honor, I won't even lie. Baby, we can do this with any kind of rhyme. And baby, I'm happy I can call you mine. If you ever need me, call me in the dead of night. And copy and paste that with the light. You're so pretty, yes, you a dime. All they say like it's all like to you is fine. Every single day you put me on cloud nine. I don't even smoke nothing and I'm that high. Suddenly you trip me and I can't even fly. Didn't even spend it like I'm scared of heights. At this point, turn water into wine. Forever with you is where I wanna
Should I
reside.
keep going? Or should I give up? Or should I let her know that I am in love? Or should I keep going? Or should I give up? Or should I let them know that I am in love? I wanna be with you, I wanna make it true. I wanna be with you, I wanna make it true. And every time I think about the things you've been through, it's nothing they can do, it's nothing they can do. And all I want for us to have for today. You know what I've been through, you know what I've been through. Should I keep going, or should I give up? Or should I let her know that I am in love? Or should I keep going? Or should I give up? Or should I let them know that I am in love? I wanna be with you, I wanna make it true. I wanna be with you, I wanna make it true.
My name is Emily Davey, and I will be reading Warped Inkwell, a poem which I made in band lab that started out as a song. Hope that luck is my fate. You'll be smiling on your deathbed. The inkwell is all warped up, 'cause you can't bid farewell if you wish amuck. Did you doubt your life when you had 40 years ago? You saw the rage of depression when you saw the commotion, 'cause you're a pain in the neck, an endless pain of misery, a pain to me. You think you can live forever, yet you'll one day rot away. If there's one thing to do, I could ever forget you, 'cause you're a pain in the neck, a pain to me. How long do you call if you check with me all day long? Don't you think I'm a cartoon gal? If you saw the way I am, I didn't think so. Come on, you check with me all day long. You think I'm a cartoon gal? I have sent you my spotlight. Come on, I'll show you what dismay truly is. So, hope that luck is my fate. You'll be smiling on your deathbed. Even if it's all a joke, you played my head from the start. The inkwell is all whooped up. Now you know that the fun has now ended. You may think I'm wrong, but you're gonna reap what you have sown. You can check with me all day long. You think I'm just a cartoon gal, but I know what ending I'll get. When you're laughing in your coffin, it's probably a yes if you stop haunting me. Except I know that's a lie. You ain't gonna stop. I'll go sleep in another place, a place where you're not there. How long do you call on the phone when you tell my day? You do everything you want. Power is destroyed reality. I want it all right now. Come on, you check with me all day long. I'll keep you captive all day long. Show what's left of my deformed position. Come on, I'll show you what dismay truly is. So, hope that luck is my fate. You'll be smiling on your deathbed. Even if it's all a joke, if you played my head from the start, the inkwell's all whooped up. Now you know the fun has now faded. You may think I'm wrong, but you're gonna reap what you have sown. Everything is so distorted. I'm all whooped up. I'll chain you up for years. I'll make you my captive. Oh, the inkwell's all whooped up. Yes, the inkwell's all whooped up.
I wrote a poem. It's mainly about people who want to experience love but is scared to, and I called it "What is Love?" What does love feel like? I don't know it. I have never been in love before. People always say the same things: butterflies in your stomach, sleepless nights, not being able to make rational decisions, a racing heart, and I want to experience all of those things. Want love to hit me like a wave and pull me down, but I am too afraid to drown, so I live without it. Thank you.
So we've been talking about different kinds of collaborations, and this one was kind of interesting because the two collaborators, Cypress Miller and I, weren't really writing together at the same time, but you know, some of the most famous and successful collaborators were not in the same room at the same time. So tell me you've heard of Elton John and Bernie Taupin. Okay. And Burt Bacharach and Hal David. Okay, a few heads nodding, that's good. Okay, so often they were not in the same room at the same time. Somebody would write the lyrics, somebody would write the music, different places, they'd put them together, come up with, you know, the best songs ever. So Cypress and I actually wrote this song on Google Docs, sort of a modern way to collaborate. She had some really good lyric ideas and sent them to me. And I looked at it and said, yeah, I like this, and I would edit it and send it back to her. We kind of kept that going back and forth until we came up with something that we both really liked. And then I put it to music, and we have to have at least one good old country song in this show, so here you go. Oh, and I volunteered to be her singer, so that's why I'm up here. There's bad news all around, I hear it every day. People hurting people with the hateful things they say. When I'm feeling down and out, here's what I like to think about, to lift me up and take those thoughts away. I like going to the park, I like counting stars when it's really dark. I like being way up high, sitting on a cliff so I can touch the sky, looking down on the world below. Doesn't matter what I know or I don't know. I like riding on a Ferris wheel. Being up above always makes me feel like I don't have a care in the world, and everything will be alright. Yeah, these are the things I like. I like hiking at Rock Springs, finding stones and other things when I'm wandering. I like the world of dogs and cats. I like salamanders and birds and bats, all the animals in the wild, coyotes that howl at night. Yeah, these are the things I like. I like TV shows and video games and carnivals and horror movies. I like going to the park. I like counting stars when it's really dark. I like being way up high, sitting on a cliff so I can touch the sky, looking down on the world below. Doesn't matter what I know or I don't know. I like riding on a Ferris wheel. Being up above always makes me feel like I don't have a care in the world, and everything will be alright. Yeah, these are the things I like. Yeah, these are the things I like. Alright, so Cypress, if you're around there, Cypress, wave so we can wave to you. I don't know if she's smushed in there somewhere. There she is. Alright, good job, Cypress.
Hi, my name's Isabella. This poem is called Sonnet 5. It's my favorite poem that I've written, but it's kind of sad. The habit of pain goes unbreakable. The sting is what the ache craves. To make it stop, I am not capable. This part of my life I will take to the grave. The silent drip of a warm vessel. To see everything and nothing in a vision. This type of hurt is nothing special. To hush the pain is my decision. It feels as though time slows. For what am I in this strange place? And is it possible for me to outgrow? With each failure, a new reminder to trace. May it be true that what goes unheard never happened. Being unable to improve is not what I imagined. Thank you.
Okay, we're looking for Cooper. All right, come on down, Cooper. And Caden. Caden's going to play guitar for him. So we've been talking about experimenting and trying new things. Cooper, when he started at the beginning of the year, really hadn't been playing guitar at all, hadn't written anything by himself, and here he is in this cool hat doing all this stuff. I stole his chord, sorry.
Hello.
Hi.
Oh yeah, the music. Yeah. Sorry guys, I don't know the chords. I don't know if the mic's on, but.
Boom.
Alright. time I don't know what's going on. Most days I hold no smile. Sometimes things just seem all wrong. Some days life feels frail. So many people trapped on this dirt ball, roaming around without a plan, crying and laughing while they each find love, grasping each other's hard as they can. Stuck and it sucks, but what can I say? It's better to live than to waste. Stuck and it sucks, what can I say? Here we go, another day. Sometimes I feel like everything's hazy. Sometimes I feel I just need a friend. Some days I sense that people are lazy, when all they do is sit on their hands. Stuck and it sucks, but what can I say? It's better to live than to waste. Stuck and it sucks, nothing to say. Bite my lip to hold my grace.
Hi, my name is Anna Claire, and I'm going to be reading my poem called Daughter. Daughters are the worst, says the man with repulse in his eyes. He warns the stranger of her daughter not even born yet. Could he be talking about the daughter who wrote until her hands bled, or the daughter who watched her brother punch a hole in the wall? The mere thought of the baby's gender puts fear in the eyes of grown men as they tell mothers who were once daughters themselves that the life they're birthing will be harder than having a son, merely because of our name, daughter, sister, mother, woman. We're dramatic, attention-sinking, difficult, the jarring words that cover up the real meaning, woman. Thank you.
So we have one more song, and I hope that you will stick around when we're done because we have lots of refreshments, and I hope that you will come and say hello and meet all these wonderful people. And also I want to say, Miss Albright mentioned Arts Alive, and we, all of us, will be performing again on Sunday, May 21st for Arts Alive. We're doing a set from 1 to 2 and another one from 3 to 4. I think the strings and choir are probably going to do that. But if you'll come from 1 to 2, you're going to get to hear all these people, some of the same songs, some new ones as well, or some that we've done before, and I think it'll be a really fun time. So Radford, one thing that's been so cool, we have a whole bank of iPads that have GarageBand on it, and a lot of times he'll come in, we're first period and half of us are like asleep, but Radford will come in, grab his iPad, get out a guitar, stick on headphones, and write and record something like in 5 minutes. It's like, is that something new, Radford? Yeah, I had to just put that down before I forgot. So this is something that he worked on himself. He recorded the track, then went into Michael's studio and beefed it up so it sounded good. So he's gonna rock us out when he's ready with this last song called Wisecracker.
Sorry guys. Alright. Thank you guys for coming out. I don't really have that much to say about the song. It's about famous people. I don't know.
Say what he said to you, 'cause I'm not that rude. He's like a carpeted bathroom, and yet he gets approved. We'll be forgotten like everyone, but we'll make change like everyone. There's such frustration inside the words. That's how you know that they're true. the truth. I'll change their minds like the Cormans do, and they will have no clue. I'd take a train to the common ground, if there was such thing as common ground. A dunce is treated like royalty, that's how he stole a piece of me. Thank you.
Ms. Silver, would you have your students and Ms. Albright's students to stay in here after everybody leaves, we can take a picture?
Sure. Okay, so you all heard that? So everybody, all students come up in here, we'll take a picture. Everybody else, please come out into the little lobby here, have some refreshments, say hello. Thank you all for coming.